Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Alice Fong and welcome to my Healing Around the World project. Today I am very excited to introduce Dr. Sarah Preston Hesler. Welcome Sarah, how are you doing?
Hi Alice, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being a part of my project. And Dr. Sarah Preston Hesler is a licensed naturopathic doctor in the state of Arizona with a focus on women's health, pediatrics, and pain. Dr. Preston Hesler is also the co-founder of Naturopaths Without Border, a 501(c)(3 nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing naturopathic medicine to the underserved throughout the world, including the US, Mexico, Haiti, and Thailand. She is an adjunct faculty at A.T. Still University and lectures throughout the US. Dr. Preston Hesler loves music, reading, practicing yoga, meditation, cooking, and traveling. Thank you for being a part of my project. I'm very excited to have you here. Great.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited about your project.
Oh, thank you. So what was the path that led you to becoming a naturopathic doctor?
Well, originally, back in high school, actually, I had a family member who was diagnosed with cancer, and she decided not to seek chemo and radiation, and she decided to work with a naturopathic physician, actually here in Arizona. And at the time, we all thought she was nuts because we hadn't heard of another way to cure cancer other than chemo and radiation. And so she ended up changing her diet, changing her lifestyle completely, and was cured. And still is doing great to this day. And so fast forward to the end of my college career, I had always wanted to be a doctor, but I just didn't feel that the traditional route was for me. And so a friend of mine was going to be coming to Arizona to SCNM for school and told me about naturopathic medicine and SCNM, and I was hooked. So I came down and interviewed, and the rest is history.
Awesome. It's amazing. What a great story.
Thank you.
So what are it sounds like you went to school in Arizona and you decided to stay. What was your reasoning for that?
I loved going to SCNM. I loved my education that I received here, and the support that we have in Arizona, the scope of practice is absolutely fantastic. And it doesn't hurt that the sun shines, most days of the year.
Sure.
So, yeah.
What are some general attitudes around health in Arizona?
I think in general, most people are pretty health conscious in the Phoenix area. Certainly there are some exceptions, but we have a great little bubble of, there's a lot of great hiking, a lot of outdoor activities. Granted, it's not 120 degrees when you're outside, but the rest of the year is lovely. We have some wonderful restaurants, great healthy grocery stores and options for us. So I think most people are at least, hearing about the options that are around and seeking them out. And, those who are more health conscious are growing in numbers by the day.
Awesome. Great. And what are some of the most common conditions that you see and treat?
Definitely pain is number one, I would say. My passion is women's health and pediatrics. And so coming out of school, you think, oh, well, I'll just focus on that. And then realizing that so many people are struggling with pain. And of course, with our opioid crisis here in the United States, I just decided to seek out some alternative therapies, regenerative injections and the like, to treating pain. So pain is number one, I would say. Definitely women's health issues, dysmenorrhea, painful periods, issues relating to fertility with kids. Of course, we've got colds, flus, rashes, those types of things.
Right. Mm-hmm. And what are some of your approaches to treating pain specifically? Like what?
So I just completed a training, actually, which I'm very excited about. So I have been utilizing neural prolotherapy for a while now, and I've also just completed the training for prolotherapy, using PRP, using trigger point injections, those types of things, which I'm excited to utilize.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And for our audience that might not know what prolotherapy is, could you maybe give us a little explanation on?
Definitely. So prolotherapy basically utilizes solutions liquid solutions inside a syringe, and then those are injected either inside a joint or outside of a joint, depending on where the pain originates, and creates inflammation in that area. And so it kind of reminds the body to come and try to heal that area once again. So it works really beautifully in older injuries, especially. So maybe, someone was injured playing college ball, hurt their shoulder or whatever. We can go back in and inject these solutions and kind of create that inflammation again. The body heals it again and does a better job this time, and can just do a really beautiful job.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And I have seen firsthand people benefiting a lot from prolotherapy when I was in Seattle. Yeah, unfortunately in Maryland, I don't have any injection privileges, so it's been a little while. But it's a beautiful modality that I've seen work for a lot of people.
Absolutely, and there's still a lot that can be done short of injections, and that's definitely not the first place to jump, of course. Absolutely. But it's nice. Do you have any other approaches outside of injections? Oh, absolutely. So soft tissue therapy, a lot of nutritional supplementation and dietary changes, just, finding the root cause, whatever that is, and addressing it, using herbal medicine, using homeopathy, using acupuncture. There's a lot of things that we can do. Great. Awesome. Yeah. Was there anything else you specialize in or really enjoy seeing changes in? I especially love working with families who've maybe been struggling to conceive, and hearing those stories that we were successful. Right. Really beautiful. Helping kids who maybe are struggling in school, maybe with attention deficit, with outbursts, and working with them and the families to maybe make some dietary changes, improve their nutrition, improve some, their supplementation, and they become like a whole new kid. It's really, really exciting. And then I have, of course, the passion of global health as well, working with people who don't have access to be able to pay the rates that most naturopaths will charge in the United States, right. Providing that for people who I think deserve it. So yeah, tell us a little more about the Naturopaths Without Borders and what that entails. Yeah, so in school, a few friends and myself, my husband and I as well, we decided to join this student club called Naturopaths Without Borders. And at that time, it was just a group that would get together and practice medical Spanish, and sometimes we'd go to one of the local elementary schools and teach some nutrition to the parents and the kids in the evenings. So that's what it was. And then we started volunteering in Mexico, going down once or twice a year just across the border to Rocky Point, Mexico. And we really enjoyed that and had good success on those trips, and decided that there was definitely an abundance of people who needed help and an abundance of people involved with SCNM who wanted to help. And so we decided to put the two together. In 2010, my husband and I had graduated. We were married by that time, ended up going to Haiti and working for an organization there. And then in 2011, we decided it was time to make Naturopaths Without Borders a nonprofit organization. So with the blessing of those who had started the student chapter, we founded the nonprofit portion. And now we work here in the United States in Phoenix, still work in Mexico and have monthly since 2007. We work in Haiti and have worked there since 2010. And then last year we started a collaboration with a physician in Thailand, working with the hill tribes of Burmese refugees. So that's where we're at, and just really enjoying it, and really have an education focus more so than healthcare. We do provide healthcare, but we work with members of the community to empower them to make the changes in their own community, as opposed to us coming in and doing everything ourselves. And so, that's where we're at. Awesome. And that's really, comes in line with the mission of this project, is to help provide people who don't have easy access to healthcare or medical services to, get some medical or just general health advice that could benefit them. Mm-hmm. So if you could offer a piece of advice, since you have seen a lot of underserved populations in your Naturopathic Without Borders work,
like what types of health advice might you offer them?
Sure. And I just want to clarify, you're asking for the individual patient. Is that correct?
Yes.
The health advice I would give?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So the first piece of advice I give is just to look around and see what resources are already available. So as we know, as naturopathic physicians, we work a lot with plants and plant medicine, botanical medicine. And so look around and just see what's there, learn about it. What can you do for yourself to utilize the plants that are in your area to make medicine? And so in Haiti, for example, one of the things that we're so excited about is we have worked with one of the only known work on Haitian materia medica. And we've met the author and had his permission to translate that into English. And so we utilize that resource to educate our patients on, okay, so you know this plant, right? Your grandma maybe makes a tea out of it for cough. You can also use it for XYZ, and really just helping people to regain that ancient knowledge that they, that every country has in plant medicine to utilize for themselves. And that's something that, it's free. You can just grow it and it's never to be taken away, right? Also, just the benefits of water. As we know, drinking water is so important. Drinking clean water can make a huge difference, especially in developing countries. And so what does that look like? Can we pair with other organizations who maybe are drilling wells or who are providing clean water for communities that don't have it? And so just helping people in that way. And then also, one of the most difficult things I would say in many developing countries is just food scarcity. And it's certainly the case sometimes in the United States as well, but certainly more pronounced in developing countries. And so, when you have X number of dollars to feed your family for the day, maybe it's not adequate, but what can you do? What are some choices that you can make to make the foods that you are purchasing the most nutrient dense that they can be? So instead of cookies and soda, can we maybe buy eggs and beans, right? So just kind of educating, grow as much as you can. If that's not possible, then utilize the resources that you do have to make the best choices that you can. So, and that's always a struggle. There's never a good answer, but that's what we try to do. And also just, the basic benefit of the sun, healing from being around and in the sun with vitamin D, physical fitness, all of those basics, I would say, are probably where I would start.
Great, that's wonderful advice.
Thank you.
So Dr. Preston Hesler, thank you so much for being part of this interview. And I really look forward to hearing more about your stories in the future.
Thank you so much, Alice. I really appreciate you asking me to be a part of this as well. And I'm so excited to see your end result. It's going to be wonderful.
Wonderful. Thanks everyone for watching, and please share this video and future videos with everyone you know.
All right. Take care.
Thanks.